El sargento retirado Dan Sherman, un ex especialista en inteligencia electrónica, de la Fuerza Aérea de los Estados Unidos, ha sacado a la luz los impactantes detalles del proyecto Preserve Destiny, un presunto programa ultraclasificado que enlazaría el fenómeno ovni, la manipulación genética y la inteligencia militar. Las alegaciones de Sherman, detalladas en una reciente entrevista con el bloguero Jesse Michels, de la cual brindaremos un extracto, describen una operación encubierta dirigida por la Agencia de Seguridad Nacional, NSA, para la cual fue reclutado. Según relató, tras años operando en programas clasificados, fue convocado al complejo de la NSA en Maryland, donde un capitán de la Fuerza Aérea le informó sobre el proyecto Preserve Destiny. Este programa, según le dijeron, habría comenzado después de que Estados Unidos estableciera contacto con una inteligencia no humana, tras eventos de la posguerra, como el incidente de Roswell. El objetivo del programa, según señala el sargento retirado, era crear humanos capaces de recibir telepáticamente mensajes alienígenas. A Sherman le revelaron que él era uno de esos individuos y que estas capacidades servirían para un evento a desarrollarse en el futuro. La parte más sorprendente fue la explicación que dio Sherman sobre cómo obtuvo su habilidad. Le informaron que su madre fue abducida a principios de la década de 1960 y que él, mientras era un feto, fue manipulado genéticamente por estos seres. Esta alteración le permitiría crecer para convertirse en lo que la NSA denominaba un comunicador intuitivo. Durante su tiempo en el proyecto, asimismo, Sherman asegura haber mantenido contacto telepático con dos seres extraterrestres, a quienes apodó Spock y Bones. De acuerdo a su testimonio, estas entidades le proporcionaron información sobre la naturaleza de la presencia alienígena, cómo viajan sus naves, aludiendo a viajes alrededor del tiempo, y al uso de energía electromagnética, y la naturaleza de la humanidad, a la que se refirieron como seres de agua. El testimonio de Sherman no existe totalmente en el vacío. Investigadores independientes como Noah Radek han utilizado la Ley de Libertad de Información para solicitar registros sobre el proyecto Preserve Destiny. A continuación, un extracto de la entrevista al ex militar hecha por Jesse Michels.
And he said, I'm going to play a tone, and I want you to mentally hum that tone. And he said that you will eventually feel a connection, the line will change. When I saw the sine wave move, I went, oh, okay, well, there's a mental disconnect there that's not supposed to be happening. That this is not possible.
Our guest today is an Air Force sergeant who worked at the highest levels on classified projects in electronics and signals intelligence for the United States government. We have thorough documentation of his military records. His service is not something you can really argue with, nor is his mental health.
This is the most nonchalant conversation I've ever had about alien telepathic communication.
In this exclusive, long-form interview, retired Technical Sergeant Dan Sherman claims that while serving in the Air Force in the early 90s, he was recruited for an extremely classified program at the NSA, or National Security Agency. This program was called Project Preserve Destiny. Project Preserve Destiny's purpose? To telepathically decode alien signals for the NSA. You heard me right. Alien signals that seem to telepathically transmit descriptions of alien abductions across the United States. Alien signals that ultimately gave our very curious guest answers about the very nature of the alien presence on Earth, how these beings travel, how they conceive of time, what they think about humans, and much, much more. Dan Sherman was originally told by the Air Force captain who read him into the program that he was given this telepathic ability by the aliens themselves when they abducted Sherman's pregnant mother in the early 1960s and altered his genetics while he was a fetus in her womb. This genetic blueprint would allow him to grow into what the NSA would dub an intuitive communicator.
With the IC communication, you can feel it in your brain. You can feel, now you can't You can't localize it. It's not a localization, but I can feel like it's in that area of my brain right there.
Whoa.
And
Sherman believes the NSA may even have tracked him since childhood into his young adulthood and military service until he was finally read into the program.
Do you think that the NSA or powers that be know that this interview is happening?
Because of the extremely sensitive nature of this NSA program and its ties to black programs, Dan tries to abstain mentioning which bases this Project Preserve Destiny was conducted at. But my researchers and I were able to locate one of these bases, and I bring it up at the end of this interview, catching Sherman a bit off guard. Not only that, but at the end of this video, we explore an independent researcher's use of the Freedom of Information Act to learn more about Project Preserve Destiny. He sent a request to the government to see all of the files on it. As you'll see, both the Air Force and NSA's responses to his request are fairly telling. The point is, the skeptics can have at it, but this case isn't going away. It's very hard to dismiss. I'd argue that Dan Sherman's story is one of the most important UFO legacy program-related accounts we have to contend with. So sit back, relax, and prepare to have your worldview crumble with this week's very courageous American alchemist, retired sergeant, intuitive alien communicator, and UFO whistleblower, Dan Sherman.